We are back here at VCT Americas to bring you the second map and another series after this, but we got to get through this one, and EG looks like they are trying to do that like they have a date tonight. First game in their favor so fast on their pick of Haven, and now we're on Abyss, where Loud seems like they have the pick there, they're ready to come in firing, and they have an idea of how to do it.
And the idea is switching things out once again, just to underline that story that Verdi mentioned, where compositions weren't really fitting their playstyle. Now he's switching out to this Wele, trying to activate himself a little bit more. And the beauty now with Darker going into the KO, and also the beauty of Darker joining this roster for Loud, is that these two teams played together where Darker was going to be, or usually was the assist maker for Verdi in the first place. So hopefully that type of conversation, that type of synergy is going to help out for Loud in this second map. They're going into not necessarily uncharted territory, because if you're looking at EG side, there's no changes there really. So then you already know this type of playstyle that you already played against C9 on your first week on your debut game. The only difference though is the duelist that you had to play against. And what does that mean? You know, when EG or when C9 are trying to play these retakes, their breach is trying to find some right moments to get the fault lines out into, for example, spawn side security over all the way towards that back of the site. So if Loud with the Wele could close that space and really punish Okeanos on these rotates or on the flood hits, this is going to look good for Loud.
We still have that breach in here that they try to use so effectively on the takes, on the defense. You'll see Okeanos a lot of the time with that towards the back side of the defender area, left or right, with the fault line, so he can affect both sides. Here we'll see it all from the attack side, as it is going to be Loud on defense to start, and EG attacking with a death ball force here towards the B site.
Luke Show doing a little bit of Bao cosplay, walking all the way down towards middle, and not necessarily in range of the TP anymore, but has so much information that EG's going to hit somewhere, and it's B.
Trying to go for the safety smoke. Pencado working around his own utility here, giving the team time to get back in. Darker staying silent. He just wants to creep out of the woodwork when he's necessary. And all this util grabbed by Pencada, and they still can't figure out where he is. He doesn't get another one. He doesn't get another one. No, but he is the bait. He is such good bait for the rest of the team, and it looks like Loud's now able to close in on EG for the last few kills.
Yeah, finally at least he's able to get Superman, who jumped out the window and even got a pick in the first place. But that is confidence out from Loud, some studying being made. When EG goes for these Loud pops into the B site, the lineup that you have from Bao is just to throw the his trip or his C's right at the bend. So now Luke Show knows that he can walk all the way down towards middle. There's going to be a gap that nobody's going to pay attention to, and he gets the backstab into the window and kicks things off here for Loud to get a team ace.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Give me your money. Let's see if they play towards A to start this one off. Loud looking to get active in mid again.
Not as deep and aggressive though as the previous round. They're just going to wait the timeout, as now they hear the orb being picked up. So Lucia wants to activate a little bit more. Clears that bend, so for them, the check mark is on the A side, and at least on mid. Yeah, Com's going to fake this B side.
Go towards the other side for sure. Got a dart for himself. Maybe they have a lot of time, so you know, wait towards 45, go at this timing, etc., etc.
Tough part right now though is that it's a dart that you throw into the B site. That means that you don't have anything else to get into A. You're just hoping that this smoke comes up. That's why it's being pinged out, so they could hopefully maybe flash through that, plow into the site, and then plant. But it's an attack site smoke put down instead.
Hello. The fault line comes through, does hit Verdi, but, or the rest of the team, I should say, but Verdi and Loud are able to clean this up.
30 seconds left.
And just chasing. There it is. It was an eventual. Verdi picks up the 3K with the Bulldog on site. They're coming through this one quite clean as well, only losing that one.
And that's why it's nice as well that when you see this dart towards this B side for Loud, you don't force yourself to block any vision yet. That's why they're not smoking up towards the A side first. So if you're forcing the hand of EG to actually put their own smoke down, well, that's already the tell that the hit's coming through. They just break the interceptor, they could use their util, and then they just take down EG, who funnels through a choke. And that's been a problem as well for Loud when they're playing at our attack side against our opponents in previous games on Abyss, where you're playing a Yoru, it's hard for you to really get into sight hits because it's hard to get space. There's no dash, there's no Omen TP to get that space for the side of Loud, which is why they're changing once again to the Waylay.
The dismiss line here for Luke Show. Still waiting. Figure somebody might be holding on the other side of that trip. Oh, calm. Playing with fire here. His Darker looks for the pop flash, for a self flash rather. Yeah, he is confidently waiting with teammate just on either side. Oh, gets calm. Real tricks being played here, and they're just reading how EG want to get off of the attack side on that A side of the map. The question is B ready? Here's Bao, opens up the site, swing from Superman to help and cover Bao in the situation.
Superman the savior for sure. Covering his teammates back, and that actually gives the advantage back for EG. It's hard for you to scale back in right now with Ghost, Bulldog, and Stinger. They're looking to upgrade somewhere, hopefully on middle. And as they upgrade, Darker gets surprised again by Superman. Now gives the advantage for EG.
Can't use that blocking
Superman was somebody, took a while to heat up in their first series, but was top fragging by the end and picks up another 4K for the squad here in this round.
Superman, towards his exit interview with Pedro Romero, or actually no, it was Chatween was saying, you know what, they were playing 4v5. They were playing without me on that first map of Abyss, but this time, man, he's activated for sure on Abyss.
Yeah, by the time they got to bind in that series, he was just absolutely destroying people.
Yep.
And still bringing that into this game now. Superman starting off clean there. Cosmic Divide ready here if they need to do anything crazy. And they've used Calm now for 2 fakes on either side, kind of darts and that one with the drone. So we'll keep an eye on that as the rounds go on.
Here.
Ops out for Luke Show though, and they continue to take advantage of this. Why the hell not? There's been zero presence story of EG in the last few rounds. That drone finally is going to force him to TP out. That's a little bit of space taken, but there's still a lot of players for Loud looking to answer back. Drone back from Kawadzine, and then also the support from Darker in the back. But as it keeps everybody towards middle, it gives a chance right now for the weak side A to be taken by EG.
Screaming in, Pancata gets flashed to Secret. Not too much util being used other than that flash to get in here. They feel like they've actually worked the map enough. Luke Show with the op coming in is going to have a hard time finding a line if EG keep these angles. Oh, actually, Digizine is just in there now.
I got info.
You are divided.
Yeah. It was the game, not even for the alt point, really, to get him to Dimensional Drift. Just feeling like he was in that play and couldn't get out altogether. So now putting the op, oh my God, snap to Okeanos. Hits him right in the teeth. There's a little bouncer dart coming in, layering the utility to deny the defuse. It's still getting tapped. That's gonna be Kawadzine that tries to hold the rest of the team huddle around him. And they're all going to be able to high-five out of this one. 3-1 now as Loud pick up another round.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the play right now for EG to play the pulse plant and delay so that Superman can get the late lurk onto his Cosmic Divide, I'm not too sure about this right here.
Yeah.
From that flash to swing towards security. You already know they've been playing soft side, and all that util thrown from Calm at the beginning of middle, again, spotted and heard 3 players. These guys have no choice but to play retake, and you're not going to be retaking 4 players from heaven. So he's hoping he found a timing, but Pancata that takes him down is also going to be the game changer too, putting that smoke up to allow Loud to get the defuse. Now EG's back into a half buy, a couple of Sheriffs and 2 Spectres. And even the knife spotted Calm in the beginning, but that's not too bad. Calm already gave his hand and showed his hand on the previous round when he droned up on that side, so EG could still continue to default and work around the map silently.
They look to condition this gate crash mid over the next few rounds here with a dismiss. But Verdi, 7-1 right now, looking to get active in mid, moving around with Darker to keep him safe. And definitely somebody to watch with convergence paths up here for that retake they're going to be hitting EG with if these Stingers do damage. Safe by Pancata. Denies the drone for now, but he's going to play it a lot safer and just get out of there. They say full retake. They know the ults that they have. Going to have to work on that interceptor first.
Spike planted.
And it's gone.
They saved onto the dart, though, for Kawatzin. Oh, wait, what a shot by Superman.
Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Traverge's pass comes through. The follow-up is there. Darker with 2 from security.
Right here.
Yeah, they move very quick from the side of Loud on defense. Calm 1 to alt if he can actually get this, and he'll be all right. Suppress for now, though. Whoop. Getting pulled around. Oh, that would have been Hunter's Fury. The double jump back and probably an alt. 1 shot is going to be tough. Got to rack another one. Looks for the defuse. Oh my gosh, it's going to be held though. Just Darker, staying steady there, knowing the team caught by enough time for him. What a crazy outcome.
Loved his rotate back towards main though, and if only he peeked a little bit more, that would have been a collat and then the 1v1 towards the end. But you gotta say, this is a half buy that got tremendous value for EG. I was just about to mention for the side of Loud, how did he play that defense? Because Bao so far, when they're executing towards this A site, they actually put Bao in the team with them to use the interceptor to stop the flashes. So Kawatzin still holds on to his dart. So if it has to go down to a phase 2 to re-hit the site, well, they could still go for the recon second flash from Darker to flood back into A.
Concealment.
Let's keep an eye on that.
Dart up on the pipe. Bit of a fake, triple swing. Delay layering coming now from the side of Loud. They have the site stacked with 3, so not feeling too bad about this. Quick high flash that goes behind, and that's actually Kawatzin entering the site. EG light up the kill feed here with Digizin and Bao. Little Legolas from Calm in the backside there as he jumps for the Hunter's Fury. And Oki still has Rolling Thunder here, so now they can roll this with Dimensional Drift into another one. Bao's right next to Evolution. It's looking good for EG to make a comeback here.
That's right, snowballing ults here good on their side, although Loud are getting really close to theirs in terms of
only a few points.
The damage you get from Lucia with the Tour de Force, and then Kawatzin.
Teleport's ready.
Hunter's Fury. But EG's second phase for that re-hit on that A side, they were stalled by so much in the very beginning, so that they can't really get Interceptor in, or they're trying to bait out the Interceptor for Loud in the first place. And as they move through, though, the drones scaling towards that left side. We've seen not only Owl drones, but let's say Tejo drones as well, getting tremendous value by moving over towards that left side and finding some people in the back that allowed here Digizin to scale in, get some openings, and for EG to close in their second round.
It seems so important, right? On the left side, you might get someone already to peek on the right. A lot of the util they have can fault line back there and start to deny that if the drone does catch.
Yeah, and the reason why it's nice to scale on that left side is because that's how it allows for you to get the best value of fighting towards that back of the site when you don't have any dashes to move on the top of that default box. Because if you try to move towards that bridge and that smoke's gone, that's free kills from heaven. So you're trying to play as safe as possible to be out of range from the verticality of the A-Haven side to do some punishment on your scaling. So a lot of teams are adopting into that right now. You see Gentlemaids also do that quite often in their scaling.
Oh, wait a what? Oh, okay, he went Dimensional Drift. They see this. B now is the hit right past the eyes of Loud on this one. Digizin's going to try to hold heaven. Drone forward, clone forward.
And they'll stay on site. They want to delay as much as they can. They have that Rolling Thunder you talked about before.
They got some smokes to play in still. No, Superman's used them. These are all for just denial on the spike. A close play from Digizin to try to delay even more. Hunter's Fury, a few things trying to come out here. Digizin and the rest of the team are using this util to support him in sight. Okeanos just behind him was brutal for Digizin peeking back and forth and taking the eyes of Loud.
And no choice but to save now for Loud, and to be able to move on to that site and not use the Rolling Thunder to delay on that pulse plan was very nice. But you have to talk about the first layer to get into the B side in the first place. You talked about the surprise Dimensional Drift from Digizin. But as they scale through and get the information, that allows Okeanos to save a lot more of his util in the post plant. So he delays with the fault line, delays with the flash, scales it up with Digizin, who he had a terrific previous round by holding out towards that Ivy. Look at these flashes and these swings. Look at the util support. As people are falling back from the aftershock, he finds that timing for these picks.
These guys aren't using any util because they're scared of my trophy now.
There you go. Because when is the trophy gone, is then that Loud is probably thinking that's where we can start using util and come back.
Here.
It's a different state of the game to figure out where you got to go, what you have to do first, or everything gets fizzled out. It's tough in the moment to figure that out here. Luso's going to try to figure this out by just putting his foot down and standing at the front door. Oh, gets the TP out to heaven. Should be safe. Is there a follow-up, though? Who climbs the rope quickest is the question. Doesn't seem like they want to go up. And just a normal front sight take, but they still have a bit of that security control.
Some damage done to him, and at least he's protecting the rope. This gives a chance now for Loud to really rotate back. They have the Hunter's Fury that they can use towards that spawn. You already see Coward Z now setting up for it. They'll go straight into main.
Holy bow. Fearless in the evolution. Gets a quick TP back as he dives to safety. Oh, another one. It's just so hard to shoot this team once you see them. That's so annoying to have to deal with as Loud enters the site again. Everybody's doing a little bit of square dance on the back of the gravity well as Pancata does start it. Securing the round is going to be the Rolling Thunder as they send Loud scurrying to the back and defensive side of the map.
Yeah, when Ban Bao eats up 2 players like that towards security, you're not going to use a Hunter's Fury from Kawadzin in the end when you have to retake at low numbers. Because you already know for the rest of EG, they're leveraging Superman and Calm one more time to play the post-plant util. That's very nice by Bao.
Timeout? Okay.
Phew. Because I was going to... actually, you know what? Let's not talk about it because I don't want to jinx it.
A timeout coming through. This is for Loud to sort things out. It has been just the 3 rounds. It was 2-1, 2 more rounds for Loud. And then EG has found 3 rounds. And these are successful post plants that are causing Loud to have to run away. So EG is getting to site with enough strength to still take down members of Loud and be strong enough to keep that push so no site retake can ever happen. And EG's still getting out with some of their guns too, so that economy is stacked. They have a lot of people maxing out right now.
You're right, in the last few rounds, there's always been a post plant down for the side of EG. Loud was able to capitalize on 2 of those for the retakes and defuses. Once EG started to brush things up a bit, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot more composed too when it comes down to their hits, because even when you're looking at the conversation and what has been drilled time and time for both Bao, Okeanos, the whole roster by Calm and by Ponder is to stay calm within the chaos. To make sure that the communication stays clean, not hectic, especially when you have a player coming in that doesn't really speak the language. You can't really create too much of a diversion when this guy needs to be on point to op.
I mean,
you know?
if you need any more proof in the pudding, you just see Calm's last clutch, right?
Yeah.
Calm in the chaos.
Leading by example definitely is the IGL for EG. Tying up the game now. So you have, I mean, a timeout that is going to be important for Loud. They invested into this one because they saved 2 rifles in that previous round, including the Opsari as being one of them.
The drone.
Enemy mark.
Big check. Actually, big find. As they start to just separate into a default 2-1-2. And EG, we're trying to read the map a little bit, but they're getting a lot of motion out of Loud for a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Loud just feeling comfortable in their movements too. It's not like they're being thrown off particularly.
This is a little bit of a chokehold, better placed now by Bao, because in that pistol round it was a little bit too much inside towards that bend, which allowed that lurk and that push to move forward to. So now they could actually focus on a full slam in a B site.
Another round they use Calm for a fake.
Yeah, but that's 3 times, right? You would think they'd be red by now, so this is why you're looking for the side of Loud. Nobody's rotating. Everybody's chilling on the top of heaven in a double new box.
All right, well, let's see how a round that's read like an open book works here for Loud. After the timeout, they should be able to clean this one up. Verdi gets another one for the squad, but Digizine's able to trade back and try to even things out, and he will do exactly that with 2 of his own. Ooh, the swing, but Superman gonna be on it. Ooh, shot miss right between the leg. Quick nutmeg from the operator as Calm finds another one. We know him as well to be able to grab that and make it work. And now it's up to Darker, just a sheriff. And even with this stacked site, Loud cannot put a stop to EG.
No, dude, even caught him with his pants down. It looked like Darker didn't even react on that kill from Digizine.
Just autopilot for a moment. Some of us fall asleep at the wheel. We're like, I gotta watch this angle. I gotta watch this. Oh, he peeked the angle. Dang it.
You have to look at where all those X's were, though. All on the top of Troll. So after this beautiful first kill from Luxo, and the read was perfect for Loud, look how they all die, one by one, trying to regain space, trying to prevent that plant. Not being together in these fights, and that has been so costly. So costly for Loud throughout this kickoff. And yeah, maybe that's why we weren't moving. Darker took a step back on that chair as we were switching through cameras, and we'll have to see what will be the result going into this one. At this point, I'm assuming some damage has been done, but we'll let the people on the stage here talking with Darker to decide what will be the outcome after the results that we just witnessed here from EG, because despite Darker, you know, still dying, maybe that's why too, they don't have any more flashes, so they can't really flit out the way that they wanted to with Heaven, right? So we'll have to see.
Get some more oil for the KO.
Yeah.
A little creaky.
Nonetheless, that's another pulse plant now, right, for EG?
Yeah, and quickly in. And one we identified as well, you know, they had the operator up top from Luke. They were pretty identified on the strategy that was going to happen. And still, Digizine just clear. Opens up the site with 2. Says, don't worry, just give me a little bit of util, and I will do everything I need to with that space. Yeah. He's pretty consistent with it now. Digi up at 9-5-1. I'm so happy we're getting this too, because Verdi is on the other side, 8-5-2, and this is such an iconic matchup for those two.
That's definitely the thing, right? When you're looking at Verdi playing to his comfort pick, the numbers are starting to come up. Maybe a little bit less going into Haven in the first place, but you know, it's a stressful game. It is elimination
warming up
for the side of Loud, so at least he's warmed up for the second match.
All right, as we get the tech pause handled, we appreciate your patience. We're going to check out ahead of today's match as we caught up with Cowanzine to talk about Pancada's move to the IGL role.
O Pancada eu já sabia que ele era um bom IGL. A única parte que realmente eu desconfiava é se ele ia conseguir ser um bom líder e ensinar a gente nas coisas que a gente estava fazendo errado. Nesses últimos treinos a gente errou em bastante coisas e ele apresentou uma postura muito boa dentro do time. Obviamente ele é um pouco grosso com as palavras, mas ele sabe como fazer um time melhorar, sabe? E era mais esquisito que eu desconfiava do Pancada, se ele ia conseguir ajudar a gente a melhorar como um todo, né? Não só ele e o jeito dele de calar. E ele tá mandando bem nisso e eu confio muito nele. Acho que ele é um cara que tem um potencial absurdo para ser IGL. Fora o potencial individual dele, que todo mundo já sabe que o cara é insano. O cara foi campeão mundial, então não tem como falar que o cara não sabe do game ou que ele é ruim.
Tough love sometimes. And it takes that kind of criticism that comes with a solution as well is something you take dearly, right? You're not like, oh my God, they're criticizing me. It's to improve, and that's what everybody knows. Maybe speculating on what the bluntly means, right? But sometimes you just need to tell it how it is. Sugarcoating things just kind of lets the problem linger.
Yeah, straight to the point so that you know what is the actual mistake.
Yeah,
you sandwich everything. Sometimes that sandwich could expire. It's going to taste bad.
Oh my God.
You don't want it.
Of course,
right?
It's about food.
But it's the same thing. I think I had the conversation with Tom too in the past in terms of like his leadership going in right now. He's like, funny enough, like when he first joined EG and they won champs together, he wasn't really that leader position here for the side of EG, right? But now he comes back as the IGL for Evil Geniuses. You have a bunch of players that he has to lead, but at the same time has a lot to prove. Digizine, Dendride mentioned at the desk, got cut by Loud, played Tier 2 for a bit with Team Solid, now gets the opportunity as they couldn't qualify for Ascension.
Showed and now one of the best players I have in Tier 2, right?
Exactly.
Hands down.
Especially with his op.
Yeah.
Then you have Superman, who's had, you know, a good run with Rise back in like 2020, 2021.
Heck yeah.
Played with FaZe.
Rapid Rise.
Yeah, and then another is able to join another Vietnamese roster now along with Bao and Okeanos. And, you know, despite Bao and Okeanos being fairly newer to the team and also fairly newer to the scene, well, they need that guidance.
Look,
which
he's
is
been
now,
here forever.
You had to grow up very quickly for Calm to be able to start, you know, helping out the youngins, but also making sure that he's able to support those that have something to prove in Digizine and Superman. So you'll have that tough love at the same time for something like Calm.
Absolutely. A lot of veterancy here. We're talking about Oki there. It's good to see that he's also got a personality where he can play everything, but turn on that Yoru or whatever he needs. He was even fragging on the Omen in the previous map here for this series. So, yeah. And he gets in his opponent's head. I think that's one of his favorite things. He'll shout your name until you recognize that he's shouting your name before he lets you know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
He wants it to stick.
As we still have time, though, I'd like to talk about Loud a bit into this change going into today, right? With Verdi going into this Waylay. Even if you look at the composition across the board, if you don't remember what it is here, Chad, it's Waylay, Chamber, KO, Astra, and Sova, as you can see right now. There's not too much that's going to, assist a Waylay to gain that space. You're almost going to ask Verdi to play almost a la Timotino. Try to zone on one player, maybe get a shotgun kill, TP out, play your numbers after, and that's what they've been good at the same time here for Loud. When you're able to play as a group, move in into that player's advantage, then at least you're able to take site control and then hopefully bring those numbers and the rounds to your side. So that means that if Verdi was able to have a conversation with the coaching staff and they're like, you know what, let's try that. Let's try what we're requesting right now to play to our strengths, and Verdi's able to have a little bit more free reign into what he wants to play.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility for him going into this whole series. It
is. There's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. We kind of talked about earlier how losing Verdi in their previous matches kind of stalled the team out. They're like, wait, they were actually kind of lost. That fog of war hit them very hard. And here they somewhat have a solution to that. We haven't really gotten a window into it, but yeah, you're right. It looks a little more comfortable overall for what they want to bring to the table here. And their timeout was pretty effective for those two, but now EG has come back to just find a way to swarm these rounds here. We're looking to get an update for you on the tech pause gear shortly here. Thank you for your patience.
Big and important elimination game as well for Loud and EG. And I think let's just call it as it is as well. As you're starting out this kickoff and you have a team that's fully rebuilt with EG, and then Loud not only maybe only brought in one player, but still had a revolving doors of IGLs, right? When Digizine was last playing for Loud, I think Vinny was trying out IGLing for the team coming from Tier 2. And then you had Robbie PK come in, BK come in as well. And now you have this man right here, Penkata, taking that responsibility. The years that he's put into playing with Loud in the first place, winning a champ with this roster, then going into Sentinels because, they wanted to build that second super team on that side, joining with Saucy. He's also trying to find his redemption now. And hopefully with the years that he's played throughout this game, now he has that experience to be able to call the same way, or at least experience to be comfortable to call, just like Calm is right now.
And there's an interesting difference between kind of Penkata. You have all this veteran status, you're coming in as an IGL, and you think that just works as it should. Oh my God, you should be able to call.
And sometimes it doesn't translate to that, right?
It doesn't translate to that because you see Verno, who's been calling for a long time, building that craft, understanding that craft, is somebody you're like, oh my God, yeah. So it's still going to take some time, I think, for Loud to find that sweet spot within that form that they're looking for, but it is there. It is there. Earlier, we spoke with Cowan Zine about Loud's struggles to get a win on the board. Check it out.
Na verdade, eu tô bem triste. Acho que a gente perdeu já 6 seguidas e acho que não teve nenhuma partida que eu realmente não dei o meu melhor. Então, fico muito triste porque a gente cria muito uma esperança muito grande. Meio que vamos calar a boca do pessoal, que o pessoal tá meio que falando muito mal da gente. Calar a boca de quem não tá acreditando na gente, porque realmente a gente dá o nosso melhor nos treinos, a gente arruma os nossos problemas, arruma erros. E toda partida a gente vem com mais esperança e mais confiança. E, infelizmente, perder a partida assim, de novo, já machuca muito os nossos sentimentos.
Only to come back and work harder.
Yeah, definitely still a tough pill to swallow, right? And you've rolled so far down that hill when you've reached the top with this organization, right? And Kawadzine and Penkata. And after winning champs in 2022, when you're seeing that your teammates are slowly drifting to different organizations, as you had Les move in over to EMEA, you had Sadat going to EMEA, you had Saucy joining over on the side of Sentinels with Penkata. You're kind of just left stranded there. You're hoping here that Loud rebuilds around you, and they kind of did, as he's the remaining player right now, or of course being reunited with Penkata, but for some time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely tough to look from the outside in if you're gonna look at yourself in retrospect and what you've accomplished already with the organization. So he's gonna have to make sure that they maintain their composure as well going into the series, and whatever happens outside of this series, that they'll be able to bounce back going to stage 1 and stage 2, right? So both of these teams are fairly new into these into this new look of how they want to approach the game with this new meta, and it's going to take some time, and hopefully patience is going to continue forward for these
It's true, and it's fast, and there's still a lot of it being learned, right? You know, Jet still has a place, Raze still has a place, but the Neon, the Waylays, the Yorus that make such a fast game start to break your crosshairs. People are still kind of learning the slides, the half slides, how far Neon slide in situations that are, it's still tripping people up. So, you know, the answers are still coming, things are changing, but right now, man, it is a fast meta.
It's always going to be ever-changing for sure, and you're always going to have to be on your toes. And as the years progress and the meta changes, you're also going to have a bunch of cracked aimers coming into the play as well, right? Gunning for your spot. So it's definitely difficult to stay on your toes and to stay on top of your game.
And man, is the tier 2 coming up with cracked shots right now from everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, just to think about the VCL, for example, in North America, as we're able to cover it for our side, you have like a couple of super teams, or at least some big signatures that came in here for example, for the side of M80, or for the side of Shop Rebellion Black, everything being built around Exa, the up-and-comer that had a short stint in T1 Academy over in Korea and came back. But now you also have the sleepers that nobody's really talking about yet, except for a certain few. But they're getting themselves known where they're kind of like the next phase of Envy, playing in the same type of style and trying to find their timings, rushing through mollies to fight against you. You don't really see that at this stage yet.
Absolutely.
So it's, again, it's one of those moments where you still have to think on your toes and try to evolve as a game, and the meta evolves as well.
And we do have an update for you. We are rolling back the round due to a major hardware malfunction. We should be into game shortly, so we will be resetting back at 4-4.
Oh, we're still talking?
I think so. I think that's on us.
No, so yeah, definitely going back into the 4-4. That means what happens there, though, is that the scenario for the guns continues to come back to the reset. So it was a full gun round for pretty much everybody at this point. The op, I think, that was saved from that previous round from Superman was given a calm towards the end of the round, now given back to Jazeen going into the game. But there's still a lack of money. Kawadzine only with a Sheriff in this round. And going for the way that they played for AG, a fake towards the A side to finish towards B. Will it be the same thing? So far, just a default. Right? You have the same type of double lurks trying to look for these pushes in Bao and Superman, while you're focusing on a heavy rush and a push into A main.
Oh. Ulti comes out already, this time from Kawadzine, and that is going to take down Calm. A little back and forth for them. And now it looks like they slow down. Loud says we are good, just back up. 5v3 right now.
That's the mind games there. To have a fake towards the A side, finish B, and technically win the round for EG.
Yeah.
Like, they're probably going to go, at this point, let's just call for the audible for the Hunter's Fury trap. And instantly, Loud plays with a 2-man advantage.
Oh, up to Digizine now. Not too much even to find here. Smokes to create the angles you want. Bao trying to lead. Give him the upper hand in one of these fights. Or at least a trade. The full retake from Loud. They're happy to even hear the spike get plant start, and then they'll move.
They've given up a lot of space for the side of Loud, despite that trap play that they did in the very beginning.
30
They don't have another ult or big ults
ended.
to play the retake. This is maybe an advantage for EG with the high heaven hold from Bao in the first place.
Concuss up towards the top side. Nice shot by Digizine. Tries to shoot that out. Safe. For now, they bust out the shot he was looking for previously. And Darker's there with the Vandal this time to make sure the round is capitalized on. A 5th for Loud here as we're back in.
That was such a nice try. To see here that Bao drop down towards the heaven, his responsibility was just not to let himself get shown, to give his life away, because they're looking to just trap and go for something out towards security for EG. They had the power numbers on that side, at least the most numbers as possible to engage into a fight, and it almost worked out. 3 op kills from Digizine, but they saved the round now for Loud, and it's them that takes the attack. And this, I think, is a great call by Potter in the first place. Because we just talked about new positions and how new, for example, Bao and Okeanos are onto the stage. If you're in a scenario right now where it's 4-4, you just won 5-4, unfortunately everything gets reset and you lose the round, that's got to get to your head. That's got to get to your head. So you cool that down right away, and then you make sure that EG maintain their composure so they can close out the series, just like Potter mentioned with Myrna in that first map.
Yeah, just a situation, your timeout, somewhat feels like you're controlling the game. Yeah, it gives the other team a chance to talk, but it's going to feel more natural for the players now coming out of this and resetting on that. Get a fresh look on things, especially with Potter's voice. So we will see now with that. Uxo still has his op. Loud sit pretty on that round, and we're actually maybe going to see them start to approach that for the ops a little bit more in the extremities and then just peel back. They have to like how that played and how much EG was struggling to find more kills after being down numbers. Yeah, here goes Luke Shaw over towards the A side. Will he push? No, looks like he's going to stay safe. All right, we're back in.
Back in with Digizine on the operator once more. So that was a win con for Digizine when I was playing with Loud before, a win con for him with EG now. So you can expect here that Loud understands and knows how to play around their ex-opponent here, but man, has he found some good value so far in these fast reaction shots in these pulse plant scenarios.
He's missing the full smoke. Oh, okay. Cowanzine drops Calm inside the smoke. Assistance from everybody. You can see the util was just coming through there. And they make it even hard for EG to gain and hold that A space, but DGZ is going to stay there, close with the op. Who's going to be the first to find out that this push is going through? For EG, this was usually a gate crash mid into a dismiss, and then Digizine's follower up. But with the operator, they're changing the way this plays and really allowing Bao to be that nuisance.
So you have to wait probably another 10 seconds here before the smoke comes out from the A main side, but Digizine is going to look for that play. Opening up the front sight to allow the double lurk from mid could cause to be troublesome for Loud's defensive round here.
30 seconds left.
They split the map, so any rotations are just shut down. What a shot from Superman from the vent door. All the way out of that. They're still kind of hesitating to get into sight. Bao's going to take this time to creep in. Peek on two. Very well read by Loud.
10 seconds left.
Just going to plant down right now, but they are encroaching on top of Heaven for Loud. Double play, maybe looking for... Nah, I thought it was going to be a double swing to the wall. Actually, it does. A ping pong swing.
Oh my gosh. Huge info from Oki. Still a fault line.
Big flank.
Still a flash.
One enemy
remaining. Take that away. Pancata says none of those will be available to you. And yeah, now Loud giving out free hugs to Supermen from both sides. That's going to be him going down. Another round for Loud.
It's a nice first pick coming out from Superman to allow for them to engage into the A side, but Bao swinging out towards security. You have to respect that play. It's been so quiet for the other two players in the back of that A side that you still think that they're anchoring at that back. But as you see here, the fallback from Darker, he's out with the null command. So the Pulse probably still had one or two more before it went back towards security, so that should have been seen there.
That's a good point. Seeing the orb distance give you an idea of where that agent is and producing the ult from. Back towards A. They've kind of gone away from the fakes here for EG, and they're sticking together for these last few rounds, it seems, off the timeout.
That was the win con for C9 when they were playing against Loud. Just 5-man hit, 5-man hit, 5-man hit, and eventually they came back and won that game.
The fall line into the hello. Oh, Cowanzine tucks in and gets the kill. Coming out with 29 HP, actually still stays to be a forefront of the fight. A little help from Darker now. The rotation through the back is going to be on the shoulders of Supermen here as the 3 in the sight vans. EG really need this round. Another one. Almost plays in Superman's favor, but Luke Show gets the sidestep up there. Nicely jiggling out. You know, it's getting a little messy here from EG as they're trying to strafe back in and cover ground they don't really have control over. It's only Calm. And is it too much to ask? That's the shot from Luke Show. 7 now, 3 in a row for Loud.
And that definitely looks like a momentum breaker for the side of EG. Since that pause that we had in that 6th round. Good on Kawadzine to stay calm, fully stunned. Just make sure that, because he's playing point blank against his opponent, that any body shot is going to be good enough to take down Digizine, and he does so.
Double
up.
Yeah, I just saw that immediately.
Well, we just talked about the 3 rounds in a row, right? We talked about the amount of plants that happened. I think we've had like, what, 9 plants so far in this half? Could be mistaken on that quick count. But that means that at the same time, with the 3 rounds won in a row by Loud, they're just going to play double op. Kawadzine probably has a rifle or an Odin or whatever left behind on the other side. But they're making sure here that they're locking down middle.
We'll get to see what he has hidden maybe towards the beginning of the round. Watch out for Digizine in a very scary spot, shoulder of Darker. And here's the play we were looking for from EG that really allows Digizine to be a problem back here. But no, Luke shows the problem front sight. They do find that mid kill and 1 in the sight, but doesn't seem like they are sure of what they want to do with all this information.
Because they know about the pressure from Kawadzine on top of mid. That's why it's being pinged at the same time. So just group up, and as they group up, they actually get the headshot on Kawadzine. That's a rotate across. So that's an open A site, yet they still want to group together and continue here on the B side hit.
They cut the noise for quite a bit of time here, but it's, like you said, still the choice.
30 seconds left.
Flash on flash. Still a great position to be covered here by Verdi. Can he do it? Called upon by Loud to be the duelist they need. Drop by Digizine, but Penkata's there in Superman, the safe hands. His cape flowing in the wind as he gets a 5th round for EG.
And for the 2nd time, too, goes for saving his teammates there. And he was actually saturated at that one, too. It was a beautiful one to take down and slow down that last second push from EG at the top. And look at Superman with that pick. Flicked on top of that. That was insane.
Crazy stuff coming out of Loud to start, but EG fight back at the break. Can they come back after this commercial?
We've got 2 esports endemic brands coming together to create a series of products for esports, for the biggest stages.
퍼포먼스랑 컴페티션이 주요 키워드다 보니까 레이싱이라는 테마를 잡고 거기서 이제 영감받은 그래픽 요소들이나 다이나믹하고 날렵한 그런 실루엣 같은 것들을 저희 FS1 마우스에 적용을 해봤고요.
我们希望可以协助 Pulsar 成为电竞圈的顶尖品牌，而 Voxy 是其中一个助力。
Till the casket drops. Till the casket drops. Till the casket drops. Till the casket drops. Till the casket drops.
Back and ready to see Loud take us to a map 3. That's the way we want to see it. Let's see how the fans want it. EG at 5, Loud at 7 here as they take the last few rounds of that first half in their favor before EG battling one back in their favor. Let's see how this starts for the second half.
Again, I talked about big responsibility here from Verdi on the attack side, playing into this Waylay. They're starting with a 5-man hit on B. Just doing again what they've learned from their matches. Ripping off a little bit from C9's playbook. Although, albeit very slow. Splitting off here for some mid-control towards the end. Oh my god.
Whew. Head hunted, chest hunted. Many shots for Bao. Gets the return though. And still a little bit of that A main control is only going to allow EG to know they can get into position here, but it is going to be a tough stop on this loud offense for pistol round. Majority of util ready to go into sight, and they're going to have to wait for everybody. It's going to be a while before we get Digizine over here, so we'll see how EG sets up and if they decide to push forward, knowing that they have a bit of ground. Wait.
Spike down.
I mean, pushing that far forward seems to be enough for Okeanos and squad to get a few back in their favor. Luke Show is actually quite hurt too.
At least they swung as a group, making sure that they have numbers advantage still towards the end. Another body shot down to 17 for Luke Show.
Pancada's in the back, got his star out so they can play it very, very slow. Wait, they're actually missing timings here. Darker was just looking by himself, didn't realize somebody had gotten to the site. They're gonna start throwing util back.
And it's not planted for them. Already used the suck. You have to wide swing for the two players now.
One enemy
This
remaining.
is a head scratcher,
no.
Van Silly. Luke Show coming around the corner. He's already wasted most of the headhunters throughout the round, and it's a 4K for Okeanos and the defuse for Digizine.
Okeanos gets it back, turns around and waves to the crowd.
What?
That was a 2v3, I think, towards the end.
That should have never happened. Just off the bat.
2v4.
Yeah, no. The first kill in mid, the second kill from Luke Show, and you're good. You're running. Nothing's the problem after that, and they lose the round.
I mean, 45 seconds before that happened, I was just about to mention, oh, well, you know what? 2 big kills from Luke Show. That allows here a little bit of breathing room for somebody like Verdi to get a little bit of a cushion so they can get comfortable on how he wants to activate around with the Waylay. But yeah, that just happened. That just happened. Okeanos 4 kills into that last round, putting him up at 7 and 8. So impact frags coming through. But yeah, at least what I like before everything unfolded, not for the best for Loud, was that they actually kept Darker and Verdi hip to hip. We just talked about that that synergy that comes in from the tier 2 scene. KO flashing all the way out, making sure that he's going to scale up first and that he's going to be the sacrificial lamb. And then you dash from the cliffs so that you get full map control. Everything was perfect for them to scale on that side. But the solution that they had towards the end after taking numbers advantage, they wanted to play off-site. Again, it wasn't really planned for them, so they should have stayed on pretty much in the first place. Yeah, it was a little bit of a mistake there in that chaos, and that kind of shows like a little bit of that inexperience with, you know, the new system that they're trying to build here for Loud.
It makes sense too, because that's the part where things kind of are up for grabs, right? Once the site is hit, once you're on defense, that's when you kind of have to remember how to play around each other. The early part, where they detect Bao's going to come mid, great homework. They love sending Digizine on Yoru and Bao on Vito towards mid so they can TP out, make an early mid play on that pistol round. So really good kill and understanding by Luke Show there. That beginning of the round is fundamentally solid.
Yep.
But yeah, once they get to the site, it seems like it fizzles. And it might be a cause of the tech pause. So we will see if that was kind of the reason we saw Darker kind of peering off into the distance there.
Although, like, the first shot that came from Luke Show in the first place was on comp. Like,
oh yeah,
instantly right at that angle, right? So he knew the crosshair placement for the first one, and then could go into that read of Val walking down.
So good.
Again, we talked about the consistency of that player of Luke Show throughout kickoff so far, despite the losses in the series for the last 2 matches that they played. I think the silver lining is they were able to at least get 1 map out on Breeze when they were playing against 100 Thieves. And it's still 100 Thieves that's red hot so far. And that's re-identified themselves too going into kickoff.
Yeah.
And a lot of eyes are turning towards that direction of being like, oh crap. Ever since like the 2020 first strike that was won in North America for that old school roster, having Hiko in there, for example, this might be the resurgence of 100 Thieves that will look solid into 2026.
Well, we will look to get the tech pause all solidified here on our end. Right now, we are going to take a quick break while we work through this. Thank you for your patience. We'll see you in a little bit.
Infelizmente ele é muito bom, mas o Pancada é melhor! Pancada leva mais 2 kills pra ele no round, 2 pedradas de xerife.
side looks to challenge. John has to get off the spike, but time is short, and Com has done this many times before. Cool, calm, collected is Com.
We are back here at VCT Americas. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We should be getting into game shortly. I'm taking that risk, as I was told, so I'm not even going to take it as my problem. Vance.
What, you want to make this my problem?
Yeah, I'm going to make your problem. This is about to be pretty spicy if we have even a comeback here from Loud on this round, if they can figure out a way to get through EG's buy, but that's a pretty solid buy. Digizine's going to be looking for the shots first, and he's already online here as they approach the A site.
Yeah, and online with an outlaw playing the anti-eco. They're going walking straight into that. Thing is right now it's going to be up to Lucio one more time. And instead of being that late lurk and being that oh, let's go another one.
Get that reload. Oh, my headhunter.
That's what I was going to say. For him to try to get that opener right there, that could help
big.
here a little bit. Loud to get an opening here or to get a spike down. But
honestly,
they're a little bit too antsy on that A side.
Teleport's ready.
Play again. Let's see if we can open up another one. 3 headhunters left. And they're going to be given the site for now. One of the things I love actually about the Veto utility is that sound it makes. Sometimes you can just approach a site, and we see on Corrode that they'll put it forward a lot of times on that B site. Just make teams fear the fact that it's there. Cleared now by Loud, they don't care. They're just going to go in. They know they have the sites themselves, and it's going to be that backside plant, but it's something they have to cover because of the odd defuse you can tuck in with.
Still like how everything was set up for EG, but unfortunately this is an eco for Loud that they can read later on. But that chokehold that he puts, little trap on the top. It'll stop the dashes, it'll stop the jump up, it'll feel the walk up so that you could actually start fighting in that spot. So now we'll have to do a mental check.
Vance?
No, it's not happening.
No, Vance.
It's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, it's fine.
Okay.
Everything's good.
Okay. This is on you.
Everything's good, it's all fine, it's all good.
He can't go around the world from here. He's got to just do it right now. Does that take away his efficiency? You don't know. Half HP, he goes to half, he gets off. Oh,
my God.
Why do we even question it? It's calm. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Talk your talk. Talk your talk, kid. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Calm rolling back the years. Not only did he did the thing that Zekin mentioned, as you saw on the attack board, but he is now back into the clutch as well.
Jeez.
The mind games that he has to.
I may have 0 kills, but I can still clutch against y'all.
That's the thing. You ever see a comment 0 kills, you just remember he's a world champion.
I've only noticed that now, though. He was 0 and 10.
Oh, my God. Hey, you call yourself out, you know it's real.
That is jokes.
Good push. EG getting aggressive off of this hype from the round. And they know they need to go with the throw to Loud if they want to stave off the pressure they're bringing.
And the difference that comes out now from what they've learned. They get first blood on that side. They've already dropped that spike, but they're not staying in that scenario where they want to continue fighting and overheat. Even on top of that, Digizine goes for an instant TP out. That will hopefully allow EG to play power numbers. But even if you look at that buy, it's absolutely nothing despite that clutch that came out from Com. Got pistols here on that defense.
Yeah. Suffering from success. For real, though.
Util's still good, though.
Choosing. Waiting for the snowblind to clear.
Come again!
Oh my gosh, this Bulldog is biting. He goes for the Vandal pickup, though, a quick upgrade, and it's just going to be a roundabout from Pankata here in mid. It's going to take a while as they lock down the spike. Vicious timings by EG here as they just find perfect windows to get back into the site.
You had a flash blinding defenders and attackers in that back of that A site, putting that Loud player into a moment where of pure chaos and panic.
Yeah.
So as the rest of the teammates of Loud have to fall up and try to hop out, Comp just drops down and surprises players again. Just like he did, I think that was that piss round of Haven when he dropped down with the Sheriff.
Like an orb max
kills,
here, too.
Yeah, I mean, why not? A thrifty round for EG. So, they win pistol, Calm clutches going into the anti-eco, and then they have no money to work with in their bonus round, yet they still convert that as a thrifty.
They still convert it. It's insane.
That's going to ooze wild confidence, though, for the side of EG going into this next round and potentially in the rest of this map.
I might be the greatest player to ever live.
Oh my god. And it's all downhill from here.
but here's the thing, too. I mean, like as I was mentioning before, or trying to mention, as you have that confidence now with whatever just happened in the last few rounds, you now know in this conversation you can really close this out because you're just diffing your opponents.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where mistakes could start happening, and that's where it also started happening against Envy in that opening series.
Yep.
So an early timeout coming out as well, allowing Potter to have that conversation with her team. A timeout that's taken by Loud, by the way, because of the results. That shouldn't have gone that way. But again, it's to calm down as well, also the nerves. Keep that composure for EG for the rest of this map.
And it's just one of those games that definitively, just the last few rounds kind of tell you how it's going. Everybody's been putting up big rounds, and now the person on the bottom that's 4 and 10 is giving you a few of your biggest. So it is still everyone participating. EG don't have any holes here. Despite what the scoreboard might tell you, it is all coming together for this second half. And if they can keep the momentum, they're really going to put a hurting on Loud for the next few rounds. Loud are going to try to get through this with a low buy, though. It looks like a little bit of a go-fast round for themselves.
Loud's going to be heavily tested now for the rest of this map, too. So that was their last timeout very early in that second half. It'll have to come down after this round at the conversation with their coach up to the IGLing and the veterancy of Pankata. It starts off well. You're seeing so far for EG's setup, they keep putting that interceptor at the same spot, so it gets broken out by the shock dart.
Locked up. Nice take. Loud perfectly getting into position now. No mistakes to be made. Decide to push through the smoke as it goes away. I like the timing there. Trying to create a few more options for themselves as we see that kill go down towards heaven, actually, as the drone was being, or clone was being thrown out. Oh, pop flash. Everybody looking around there. Looks like there's a flyer on their head. Possibly. And nobody's able to encroach on this Ivy area just yet. Bao's going to be the first. Oh, what a slice of the pie there. Can he eat more? No, Kianos gets the second one as EG start to control that kill feed. Tag back, and it's going to be actually Loud that find 3 very fast kills as they pop out of the woodwork to claim that one for themselves.
Wow, makes it work on the half buy too, and
yeah,
really maybe just a conversation to have that shotgun inserted. We just talked about the Whaley with the shotgun, right? That would have been a game plan, sorry, for Verdi to try to take. But instead, because of the shock dart, and you already know from the play style of how Bao plays towards this B site, he plays close TPs and then some utility as he sees util, he's going to just TP out, and they kind of play the flood retake. So Loud just understood that from watching the past games, and they're like, well, let's just move in as a casual execution, and we'll get to use our slow fields and whatnot for the pulse plan and more delays. Works out for their side. That will work.
Calm. Actually, over the head of the other guy. I think the distance was there, though, where he wasn't going to fully reach. Verdi grabbing ult, 1 away now. Null command to basically rip open sight if they want to get in, ability free from the defensive side. as they start to test the waters and see what kind of util and vision they can get of these sites.
This is going to be smart. I was just about to mention Calm will probably drone going into middle, see what he gets. Once it dwindles down a bit and there's no action yet, you'll probably have a dimensional drift to check out towards B main if you want to for the side of Digizine.
Darker was protected from that drone. They have an idea someone's lurking, but they're not confirmed there. As you see, Okeanos says we're not too sure. Somebody might have slipped by, so good hold here on that defensive side. Okeanos has to go to commit to a site, though. 30 seconds left to get into anchor position here. And that means Darker might be free to wreak havoc in mid. Gravity well delay.
30 seconds left.
And a little bit of a pause here, Vance.
Just trying to delay as much as they can. Pre-util before you even walk out. So contact play. Superman with the surprise.
Quick kills there from Superman. Just staying quiet. Staying efficient, gets one, but he goes down, and that hold from Darker pays off. Coming in at the end, just a little too late. The kill happened. This is going to be a tough plant. Okay. The dimensional drift at the end to kind of confirm where the players are here. If they can get back in, yeah, Okeanos and Bao were able to finalize those kills on a trade, and still with the safety of Digizine if they couldn't get it. Come here. Stop playing on the rope.
And that's why Digizine, he didn't have to really use his dimensional drift to look down towards that long B side because he just stayed on top and had an aggressive line. So as you see that smoke about to dissipate towards that A main, they just started cycling util to delay. And then you're, again, forcing pressure of that time against Loud, and they make these mistakes. Dimensional drift then used for the retake.
Yeah.
So that the other two players can just spray down their opponents. Great answer back, a clap back, not giving a chance for Loud really to come back in this game, but we have lots of ults available for
so
both teams.
Oh, this could be a noisy round, that's for sure. And it depends, are they separated or multiple ults used just for space and not the site? Right, where do they choose to take their fights? Because we've been seeing that a lot lately as well.
You want to play? Let's play.
Already. We're ready to play. We've been here. Luke show up on top, supported by the team down low as they take that mid control to start. Make sure they're getting utility. Also, good hide from the drone.
An EG setup. You have the evolution for Bao that plays where he loves to play. He's not going to get hit by any util, but he actually places the trophy towards this A side. So as they give up and they play a very passive middle for EG, they're playing a little bit more turtled up and they're watching the aggressive angles towards people lurking into the back extremities of middle. If it actually comes down to Loud just going for a last-minute exec with all of the utils that they have, well, at least the interceptor is going to break the other type of util that would keep Superman, give him a chance to anchor up here towards this A site.
Pop flash into drone. Oh, they sell it with the null command. Nobody shoot the drone. Oh, they didn't shoot the clone. Very nice. Still realizing the hit was only to take the front side of A. Nobody's actually encroaching into the site. Digizine tries to get back in quick, but they oh no, they actually are going straight in. You can see nothing seen there on the refract. No abilities, no people, just the terrain. But still, safe play for Verdi now from the end. Wait, that was parallel convergence to be used. Still trying to jump into the site here to get that control back. And Com's able to stick it. Superman from behind there, and it's going to be the Queen quick cleanup on Loud as they just try to rush back into the site past that Cosmic Divine.
Com launched his opponents. Okeanos launched his opponents with that Rolling Thunder, but at the same time, it was looking quite weird with Bao just letting the planner get the planner at the default spot, not even checking it. At least they still had a game plan for EG to pinch.
Let's try it! I'm killing your whole team!
He does play fearless on Vito. It's kind of crazy the way he does, especially if he has evolution. He's like, I am taking everyone on. And I guess you should feel that way when you're going through the ult. Oh, had this for last round. Oh, wow, they just start off the rip. 10 seconds into the round, we are into the B site here. And a quick kill from Superman. They're already starting to retaliate, and Loud doesn't even have any ground here. Shots from Heaven soaring down towards that bottom part of the site before Loud can enter in. And they've already been stopped, and big ults used.
Money's not the best you. We'll have to see if it'll be a minute save, but I doubt it at this point. Looks kind of desperate here for Loud. Was able to save a couple of ults, maybe even one from Verdi to try to cycle them to try to get some rounds in. But great job for EG to stop all of those. All the ults were used, but EG stays on top when they're at a disadvantaged position in terms of ult equations. And even if Carlosine stays back towards that spawn, Pancata is just trying to find an opening potentially. And EG doesn't want to give anything up. So yeah, I was saying I doubt at first, but it looks like it's confirmed. 20 seconds left. Carlosine's low on HP. Got to focus on it to the next round.
This round, or map, I should say, has been inching back and forth between the rounds, with EG now taking
10 seconds left.
that 3-round lead over Loud, 2 away from the elimination.
The thing is, too, is I was just looking at the player cams, and sometimes it's small. You don't really see what's going on. Maybe he's not really talking, or maybe he is, and I can't really see the lips. But this type of save, usually going into like a tactical FPS, you have 1 minute to save, right? Your weapons. This is a perfect opportunity for the IGL to start talking within the next round, especially when you don't have any timeouts to work with left on your side, right? You're only allowed 2 per map for each team. So that's the type of play that usually in those moments is, and right over here at that minute mark, or sorry, at the minute save, or even on just full ecos, to just build out a plan for the next few rounds for your team to try to get back into this game, because you're now trailing by 3. I haven't seen too much coming out here from Pancata, unfortunately.
Easily destroying all these sensors. Bow doesn't even give Luke Show a chance. And they still identify more, so EG is sitting pretty on this round. Pressuring Loud in their most dire moment here in the lower bracket. Elimination on the line, and everything needs to go right for Loud. Slowly pushing in, the pop flash comes in, a turn is there, but Cowanzine can't find the right one as there's just too many targets, but it's gonna be up to Superman! Gets a few. Pancata starts to answer back with the rest of Loud. Verdi, a sliver of health, limping around the map right now. In arm's reach of Calm, who's been good for it every time, and you ask again, he delivers.
And it starts off with a surprise kill, a blind trap play to really take down Luke Show. The round previously, or a couple of rounds ago, you saw Hunter's Fury back towards that spawn to take down Luke Show as well. So they're really understanding the pathing that they're trying to get here for the side of Loud.
I love you, Daddy. Oh my. Yeah, third.
Oh man.
Teamwork makes the dream work. That's all there is to it.
But yeah, just a surprise of the timing to fault line right into where Lucio liked to scale from that first round, second round. Coming in from that bend, Bao was able to swing out perfectly off that fault line for Okeanos to give EG a player advantage within the last round, and now setting themselves up for series point.
And what a back and forth too. Every round these teams have got has been hard fought for, pulling it back in their favor, a timeout call just to rip it back from the clutches of their opponent. And EG has found a string of rounds here to put them with a chance to move forward in the lower bracket. Luke Show, a lot going to be on his shoulders here as he creeps up mid by himself to listen and look for that cutoff.
This is very desperate now. Probably have to drone a little bit close here so you don't really give your position, or sorry, to get surprised, but they just gamble for the group up contact play to peek. So that gives a little bit more space, therefore a little bit more that the drone could get as it scales up on that B side.
Luke Show's known he's got to make that fight happen on one or the side of the other. Cowanzine helps to open the site. EG looks like they're scrambling a bit here, and that's exactly what Loud wanted into this one. Looks like it could even be a flawless. Take that back. Dijazine says no, a curse indeed. Lays itself on the map as Luke Show gets one. It's up to Digizine, but they know he's going to be TPing in. They're ready for it. They know the tricks. They've been tested throughout the map, and they keep themselves on this one in the series and ready for another one.
Yeah, he was just trying to close that gap as well from the TP, knowing that his opponents were dropping back, but TP went a little bit too far out, and gate crashes out in the open. Nice recon dart, too. Calm was trying to find a surprise angle on the top of the jump up.
Nice.
Lucio still being annoying after even being seen. Knowing
punished. Yeah.
they have to deal with him, he's still able to punish. It's crazy. They couldn't get him out of there.
First Odin coming out. It's Calm watching it towards the A main, and they're trying to play the back and forth. So the first one will be Digizine to bait it out with the op. Actually, as they recon, and they haven't really seen too much pressure coming through. Calm is going to look back to help out maybe drone middle to see if Lucio's still lurking on that side, lurking on that mid control.
What a start. Trying to play the most off angle he can, or just keep crouched down and able to get that gate crash out. EG up by 1 now in this round, and they're still kind of going for a little bit. Oh no, they're just tucking in.
Here.
Looks like Lucio wants to shoot this up to have the players rotate across, pull them away from the A connector where they're going for the contact play. They've been good at this as well, finding success out of these pushes against C9 for Loud.
Oh, Kianos. Quick flashpoint.
Wait, he's going along with Spike.
He goes in, yeah, with his spread. They didn't have any communication on that one. Okeanos finds 2. The spike is down at his feet. He's going to be pinched from both sides, but he's still creating trouble for these two. And now it is just the waiting game for Digizine, for the rest of the team to come over here and set up where possible. Calm's going to be ringing loud with the Odin here from the backside as he meets up with Superman. Oh, another dimensional drift to secure around. It seems like it's always up with Digizine. Lucio sits it down, though. A teleport back for Lucio gives them the identification of where they might be able to go. And he's the one that can make it happen. It's not over yet.
The quick switch to the Headhunter to keep Loud in the game. Continuing to be a pain point. 19 and 10 right now for Lucio. Unfortunately, the gate crash coming out here once again out in the open. That catch, Digizine gets caught off guard. But that mistake that I just saw from how they scaled up from that mid control, Kawadzine moving alone with that spike and not having a buddy system to trade. Thankfully, you still have shooters on the side of Loud.
Scary stuff. Honestly, around almost looked like EG should have capitalized on after that, Vansili. And a timeout will be called.
That breathes a sigh of relief for the camp of Loud. Because remember, their timeout was called at round 15 so early in that second half. And you just have to pull out as much as you can here to stay in this game. You saw EG starting to come back. And if it wasn't for these hero plays coming out from Lucio, this game would have been over. So now it forces a timeout from Potter. And it gives a chance right now for Loud to recompose now that the coach was able to see a couple of rounds and digest how the defensive half has been held by EG. The money's not looking too great if you're looking at the buy currently. So Guardian for the side of Bao, and Calm is at 100 credits. So I wonder if he bought that Guardian here for Ballender, trying to leverage him as that raid boss, just like they did in the past on a couple of ecos against Sentinels, if I remember correctly. They had a Vandal small shield trying to walk down towards middle, stay as a pack. But this time around, it's just to have Bao utilize that weapon to anchor up on that B site.
Something you sometimes see, they put their TPs on top of each other back there in spawn, Vito's and Yoru's TP, so they can reappear together, just make that double swing instant. So pretty neat if that comes into play, but Loud's gonna go ahead and default this one, not even really moving the spike too much. Just see if they can pull in a util out.
From the looks of it, if I'm looking at that radar, it definitely looks like you're looking for a sliver angle down towards this ramp. That'll engage a little bit of double trap potentially here by both the Astra util and Okeanos as that breach, because he's probably waiting with a fault line in his hands because he's playing it tucked in pretty much. And they're trying to fight that down.
Focusing mid, 0 point towards mid, dismiss smoke as they also give a little bit of love here towards the right with utility.
This is working out for them though, because right now you utilize a lot of early utility for EG to try to push them back towards that B side. It almost looked like they were falling back here for the side of Loud, but they decide to cut noise and re-hit into A, so it turns out to be advantage for Loud to take this round.
Cosmic Divide may honestly be a reason they get back into this one. Oh, shots just missed by Okeanos. Loud clean up quick on this, even with a true God Dart going out. They cannot find the kills quick enough. Loud will put up another round here, adding the pressure and one away from bringing us to OT. There's the trade out. We expected it to happen, and the team is ready. Loud is ready to keep us going. Whew.
Almost like there is, you're looking through the replay that Superman surprised so many players, just unfortunately could connect a couple of these shots.
Yeah.
Kawadzin takes full advantage of that. But last round of regulation, and we're going into another one of those rounds where it matters the most here for Loud. They're still at the advantage in terms of ults.
Oh, stacked.
Luke Show's ult is already propped up. Evolution to hold up towards that B side for EG. Loud is looking for that mid control to start. Maybe a pincer. They're breaking this door early.
Take flight.
Just a little Cosmic Divide to make you sweat. Verdi drops calm. It's looking good. OT on the horizon for Loud. If they can keep the pressure off. Luxo already in position here. Says goodbye to Okeanos. Ultimate comes out, and he still gets out of a situation, identifying two. Oh, Superman insight. They're trying to hold it down from anchor positions to at least get one or two before they go down in these tight moments. Oh my gosh, the action doesn't end. Hunter's Fury to distract a bit.
Wow.
A flawless final round of regulation. We're going to OT.
And that will give you a lot of confidence going into the overtime for Loud. To have a flawless, but also not take a single lick of damage against EG. All of them coming out at 150 HP.
Vance, how did we get here?
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome stuff.
it's just some great conversations from the timeouts, taking full advantage on the camp of Loud to stay within this game.
And it begins.
Yeah, and another moment where EG felt like they could have closed this game, but they didn't. You have to make sure going into this first round of overtime that you don't let that fluster. Don't let that, what, raffle your feathers is what we say?
Ruffle.
Ruffle.
Ruffle. It's got to be flawless, as they say.
Starts off well, though. That's Luke Show going with the pistol round strat and instantly punished here by Bao.
Okay.
Recovering
Superman, little silent jump, little crouch hop. And they're just going to get themselves back into a walk towards A. I think the rotations coming out as well as the drone didn't see anything, but they keep 3A for Loud, actually. So this should benefit the side of EG on their hit.
Now what forced the drone to come out was the orb, if I'm not mistaken, picked up on the A sign. So you're right to stay 3 towards the A site.
Pop flash.
Is interesting.
Looking to delay. That 45-second mark is usually a good one for a lot of those signatures to be used again as they go out. Oh my God. I didn't even see everybody that he shot as fast as he shot them. What the hell, Verdi, coming out so big, but Superman and Digizine have to pick up the pieces here. They have to be able to control sight, and one of those positions is Digizine pushing forward to catch someone off guard. 2 off guard! 2! No way! Right back in their favor now, and they have sight controlled and the TP out for the post-plant play.
I was just about to say, Riv. Heroic plays, but it's never over.
He keeps pushing it too. You think they'd recognize it, but his timing is too good, and Superman gets picked out on the Russian. Just too loud, trying to separate one of the 1v1s for himself with a shorty, and they're already ahead of you on that one. 13 and game point, series point for Evil Geniuses.
That's gotta hurt. That was so beautiful in terms of that spray transfer for Verdi. But right there as they scale back. You're just trying to clear the tight left angle. It makes sense.
I love you, mano. I love you, baby. Be careful.
Baby, daddy.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up. We got to ask them what they get each other.
The language of love here for
For sure, for sure. Where are they going here? Some dismiss smokes in mid if they want to push.
Now Loud is going to be in a scenario where they're playing to win, but being very cautious. They'll be very
So
slow.
tough.
And an opportunity for Digizine to do a lot of damage here with this operator.
Yeah. Doesn't want to play on that line if 3 people are going to be looking at him.
The knife didn't hit him too, so he could re-peek. He does get one, and that's Luke Show at least.
Trades in. Verdi's still got speed for the team, the ability to go in, find, and get out, a little bit of safety. And really what they need on these, it's AI. They're going to be face to face here. Wait, they're backing up just in time, just in time.
They heard the rope. There was one that tried to silent jump here for the side of Loud, and they made some noise, so you got to give that up.
Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. A big factor in the round, just a bit of audio to give EG the sense to play back in sight, pulling the drone in so it doesn't see anybody else. Bao's happy to take that. And they still have an anchor on the other side. Com's happy to stay. They feel comfortable in this positioning, and EG's retake, so nothing to scoff at. Flash goes out. That gets just about everybody to turn around. Spams through the smoke here, and they still have control of the backside. It has to be taken twice now, and it may be 2 times too many. Okeanos gets 2 for himself, and now it's Darker alive. The newest of the team. To keep them in overtime, to keep Loud alive in kickoff. He aims high, and it's going to be Calm to do the deed. That's Evil Geniuses sending Loud home, and Evil Geniuses moving on in kickoff.
You would have given faith now for Darker to be able to clutch that, but unfortunately plays the flash, couldn't get the recon, and the IGL Silver Lining 2 is the one that gets the final kill to knock out Loud. EG finding good form in this series and good vibes, as you can see. And that will definitely inject a lot of hope and confidence moving on into this gauntlet of a lower bracket for the Evil Geniuses.
And the vibes moved across the Evil Geniuses like a wave, right? We saw Okeanos at first, and then there was a little bit of Digizine, and then a lot of Superman, and then Calm with all of his plays, and then Bao, lots of Bao at the end, towards the end of the game, really being hyped for each other. So just about everybody took a position in that voice to hype the team up.
They did a lot. They did well as well for EG.